So we're here to talk about the intersection of sustainability and luxury. And I'm interested also as a historian who looks at food systems and commodity chains, um, not just today, but also, or not just in the modern period, but also in these early modern period, these earlier historical times. And I'm curious to see, as someone who is an expert in several things, including marketing, luxury branding, luxuries, and cognac. Your family's has been intimately involved in the cognac business for many years. So I'm curious what you think about uh, first this larger question of sustainability and luxury. How do they come together? What's their relationship?
So I think the relationship comes from the fact that they need each other and one belongs to one another. Sustainability is this concept that you using resources and you're careful in using them. So you're treating them as if they are rare and scarce. And so this is a component of luxury that these products are rare and you're treating them as if they were precious. And in many cases, they are precious. So if you start to develop luxury brands, which are mass producing, is you going away from the concept of sustainability and rarity, and you starting to become more like a producing normal products, and you be generating probably a lot of productions trying to mass produce something that is rare, and therefore they in some way coincide, but in some way they could collide if you start going away from this concept of limited edition and limited productions. So there is a respect of nature, I think, that needs to come when you're a producer of luxury. And if we talk about cognac, this is very connected with cognac because cognac is made from producing wine first, and it's made in a small region, which, when you think about it, is really tiny compared to the fact that cognac is known everywhere in the world and consumed everywhere in the world by hundreds of millions of people. And so cognac is being produced as a wine first, and then it's distilled. So when it's distilled, it's about 3.5 times reduced. So if you take a bottle of wine and you distill it, a bottle of cognac, so it's 3.5 bottle of wine make 1 bottle of cognac. And this is a young cognac because the cognac also, once it's aged, it evaporates. So we can take actually 5 bottles of wine in equivalent of volume to make 1. So not only cognac is a small production of wine, and then you have to imagine that this wine overall was probably divided by 5, and then you're selling it everywhere in the world. To keep being sustainable, you have to really be careful with your land and adopt some practices where you respect the land and you respect the processes. And if anyone was starting to mass produce cognac, that would become very difficult. As an individual, there's no one that really mass produce. The brands are known everywhere and probably offering a product which is mass distributed is still originally produced in small quantities because they use a system which is really dependent on families. And I think that's also what's very important about luxury, is understanding that this is more of a family business than it is a corporate business. So there's some level of, I think, ethics that is a little bit higher when it's a family who's in charge of the production versus when it's a corporation. There is more of a concept of long-term investment when it's a family versus a short-term investment when you would have someone looking at dividends and profits. So luxury, I think, do better when they are family owned. I think luxury in terms of respecting sustainability do better when they are not mass distributed. They do better when they are really focusing on the limited edition, the craftsmanship, and the respect of some kind of legacy. That's when I think they are the best.